we come to the sixth move of the hypno yoga Pilates Qigong sequence, based on the 8 brocades, 8 moves. And this one's called 2 hands climb the legs to strengthen the kidneys, or other names or whereabouts that. And again, we're going, this is sort of running down what you call the meridian lines. The meridian lines with the urinary bladder meridian or electromagnetic river running down the outsides of the legs, then up the insides of the kidneys, up the governing vessel and the conception vessel. But again, we're not really going to go down that path. We're just going to use this movement with the Pilates breathing and the yogic breathing. Again, that'll all be happening anyway. I'll go into more in other videos, that the meridians, specifically the meridians. But again, with this, going to go through the breathing, okay, to start off with, and then link that and calibrate and synchronize that with these motions, because they're such good motions that we don't want to waste them. So we're going to use them with the Pilates setup. So the Pilates setup, if you start with that, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out the abdominals, take the navels towards the spine, and that will naturally help you breathe up into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, these fish gills, wide and full, anywhere but the stomach. That will help us use our corset muscle, what we call the core, 3 layers deep in the pelvic floor. That's all the core, in the most efficient manner, helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button. Okay, generally in the traditional forms, it's more meditative breath. Some yogic forms, it's breathing into the belly like a balloon. But here we're not. We're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out abdominals, thinking tiny waist. And we're going to breathe in through the nose. And unlike Pilates, we're going to exhale out through the nose, okay, rather than through pursed lips. That's going to become yogic breath, where we elongate the out breath, okay, because it's a smaller filter through the nose, and that's more cleansing breath, but elongated breath, which helps us get into these postures even easier. This is like Uttanasana, really, this motion, flexion of the spine, and that'll help us melt us in to that flexion of the spine and help us release the body in a more relaxed manner with that elongated breath, but especially the out breath. Okay, so as you do this now, we zip up pelvic floor, scoop out the abdominals. We're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale out for as long as you like. The gentle rise and fall will naturally fall on the out breath. The elongated out breath will want to lengthen longer than the in breath, okay? And that will bring in the hypnotic responses in the body. Sleep, digestion, rest, and relaxation will be benefited by elongating the out breath for as long as you like, okay? But don't force anything, okay? It can be slightly longer or a lot longer. Now again, if you want to take this to a bit more advanced yogic breath, if you can't get it, don't worry, just stick to that breathing we're doing there. Zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out abdominals, breathing out through the nose, lengthening the out breath especially, longer than the in breath. If you want to go for Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, not everyone can get this when you're starting out. It's gripping the esophagus and it's sighing, whistling, silky breath. So when you're ready, zip up, scoop out your abdominals. We're going to breathe in and exhale. And you'll hear that raspy, silky breath from the back of the throat. That's victorious breath, Ujjayi breath in Sanskrit. And that'll help us lengthen the breath even longer, especially that lovely elongated out breath, which is longer than the in breath. Help stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Help us build the heat in the body. As you do this now, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out the abdominals, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose as we grip at that esophagus, okay, that lovely silky whistling Ujjayi breath. That gives the mind something to focus on as you do this now. Lovely. So we're going to link that to motion. So there's a bit of motion going on, flexion of the spine. If you want to bend the knees a little bit, and again, if you've got any problems with the back, you can bend the knees, support yourself on the thighs with your hands, you can do that, you can modify it. Or you can straighten the legs but don't lock. Okay, feet can be slightly parted to make it easier on the lumbar region of the spine, or together to make it harder. Okay, see what suits you. Okay, gonna just calibrate and synchronize that breath with the motion. I'm gonna go back and then come back closer to demonstrate. So from there, zip up, scoop out your abdominals, breathe in and out for the nose. If you can get that ujjayi breath, great. If not, don't worry. Feet together or slightly parted to make it easier. Okay, I'm going to start easier, slightly parted. If you want the knees more bent, then straight, they're fine, but don't let the knees go past the toes. Okay, again from here, this is the motion. Get the hands and we breathe in. Okay, again, if you want to do a bit of extension of the spine, you can do, or you can just leave it out. You're going to breathe in and exhale down the outsides of the legs, okay? Then we're going to breathe in up the insides of the legs to above the head. As you exhale, you're bringing that essence down in towards the body. As you relax, then you breathe in, go back to here, and you're going to elongate the exhale on the way down. Descending down. And you're going to breathe in, come up. A little bit sharper with the in-breath. And you're going to exhale down. Again, really elongate the exhale. Glide the hands down. Lovely. You relax the hands. Space at the end of the breath maybe. Place the hands back on the kidneys. Breathe in. As you gather in, zip up and hollow, and exhale down. I'll do that so you can hear the ujjayi breath. It's exhale down, longer. If you want to come up on the toes, as you come up, you can do to add a little bit more instability to the pelvic floor of the corset, you can do that. Otherwise, keep the feet flat on the floor. So you're going to exhale down. If you want to bend the knees, you can do, or keep them straight but not locked. Down the outside of the thighs. If you're going to stay there for a while, elongate the out breath. It can be here, or it can be here, chest on the thighs. See what suits you. Exhaling down. Again, stay there for a while until you got rid of that exhale. Then breathing, come up. Exhaling down. Breathe in, hands on the kidneys, exhaling down. Again, the urinary bladder tracts down the outside here. The kidney areas come up from the big toes, or just between the big toe and the toe next to it, all right to the kidneys. Again, that's the motion, but we're just taking that motion, flexion and extension of the spine there, hands coming up and down. Again, if you want to come up on the toes, then it's breathe in, hands towards the kidneys, exhaling down, nice and long, bit sharp on the way up. If you want to add a little bit more instability, flutter the hands, gather in against these micro moves. As you flutter the hands, exhaling down, back on the heels, or you can snap on the toes. Going to make it a little bit harder. Jaw down and down on the heels. Okay, so again, breathing in. If you want a little bit of extension, do that, but gather in, don't overdo that. Then exhale down, nice elongated exhale. As you come up, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can breathe in, come up on the toes, keep the hands still or flutter the hands. And exhaling down. This is the slow, elongated out breath. Allow the shoulders to melt down in towards the body. Breathe in and return again. Again, just a little bit of motion linked. Breath, synchronized motion, sort of like vinyasa. Again, if you want to keep them feet together, make it harder. Feel free, knees are bent, more easier. Again, that's number 6. Can go number 7, which is punching with an angry gaze to increase strength. That's number 7, but this was number 6. Bang.